Hello there. So, we are definitely on our... This is early, man. So, I was thinking or wondering last night about I was wondering, screen going, but about the story of Isis and Osiris. Now we know about Nefertiti and Akhenaten, but what about Isis and Osiris? They were supposed to be the originals of it. But I was thinking, I was like, all this went on. You had, Isis and Osiris living in their dynasty, and they had a country of fertility, or they had an area of fertility to where the pyramids were, and it was so fertile and green and beautiful, and they had a natural filtration system and things like that. And he was like the god of wisdom, and she was like the goddess of herbs and oils and everything fertile, or whatnot. Or the roles could have been switched. Who knows? But even so, right? Now, let's think about this. When they said, when you look at these pictures, you always see her depicted with this, she usually has on this, hold on, let me see if I can find a picture. So this is her, and you could, her crown, and it looks like a cup that's holding it. Now, what if the cup was actually depicted as the horns? Get what I'm saying? And this right here, her crown, what if that was the actual truth? See how it is held in the brim? Like a flower, the heart of the flower that's being held in the brim. The sacred space, the creative space. So I was like, man, what if, they said that it was invaded and everything, and pretty much their culture was taken away from them and everything, and history repeats itself. Get what I'm saying? Their culture was taken away from them and everything. And they were nice people who gave to people. That's kind of where the North Star comes in. People traveled to see them just to gain their wisdom and their techniques and everything. They were kind of the beam that held the world together. Get what I'm saying? They were what people consider to be the aliens. Get what I'm saying? They rely on a higher power as well. But their higher power, instead of being the sun, was of course the moon. With these deities. So in the story, Osiris and his brother Seth, right? They were the good and evil. Get what I'm saying? The good and evil. You had one brother who was more towards a long-term thing of he was humble, but he was more on power rather than riches. And the other brother was more on riches and power. I think Osiris was more probably love. It was more a long, stable, formal thing, with the brother was a little bit more of the wildcat. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, he was more of the wildcat. And so, of course, this was number 13 comes in when they said that that Osiris was chopped up in 13 pieces, and then Isis fled to a river and everything with her baby Jesus, and after she was impregnated with Osiris. Now we're looking at these as all people, but let's just take it to see if it was energy. Get what I'm saying? if it was energy. So, if we look at this as if it was an energy, give me a few seconds. Now, it could have been like a planet of like a planet of men or whatever. And then they decided, like, man, you know, you get tired of the same old thing. So maybe one of them, Osiris, who was the wise one, maybe he was an artist as well. Get what I'm saying? Maybe he was an artiste or whatever. So he created this sculpture of a woman, but he had also the wisdom to bring her to life. Now, for someone to have that type of power is very dangerous. Get what I'm saying? And it can instill envy in a lot of people. Probably why they mentioned that his brother like betrayed him or whatever. My screen keep going blank for some reason. His brother betrayed him or whatever. But my thing is, like, the other night when I was, well, last night when I was laying down and I was thinking about Isis. I said, what if that thing on top of her head was really like their child? What if their child really was the book of life? Because they had like the most ultimate love story. Get what I'm saying? So what if like one was just one muse? Get what I'm saying? What if every day Osiris wrote letters to Isis, or Isis wrote letters to Osiris? Get what I'm saying? What if that was the case and it formulated a book, or maybe a book of poetry, right? This beautiful thing that they held sacred to themselves. Get what I'm saying? But at the same time, because they love themselves so much, they pray for each other so much, the energy within those words, get what I'm saying, made it powerful, made it intimate, and made it infinite at the same time. Get what I'm saying? Love that's like never ending. Maybe that is the type of love that everyone or most people seek these days. That type of love. Can we ever get that type of love back? But that love is understanding. Now, we all know that the great book was rewritten, but like, let's say if she carried when Osiris left, right? Or when, you know, he was dismembered or whatever, she had to run. Get what I'm saying? She felt her life was in danger and she had to run. But the most sacred thing that she took was the words of her husband, the wisdom of her husband, the blueprint of her husband. What if that is actually like the book of life? Get what I'm saying? The book of life. And if it is, then like, she waded through the waters with that book. And she was forced to go out in hiding and probably ain't never make herself known again, because if people did realize who she really was, you know, it could have been, she wouldn't be able to live her life at peace. And maybe that is kind of like the Lion King, get what I'm saying, with Mufasa and Scar, and that's why the land dried up in Egypt. And it could have been that the fact that the land dried up in Egypt, give me a second, the fact that, you know, and it dried up other places too. Maybe it's not the land, maybe it's the energy. Get what I'm saying? Give me 1 second. So I got 3 cards. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to see them. But High Priestess, a mystery is to be unveiled. A new clarity around your direction is unfolding. Be willing to wait for the full reveal, but also recognize what is happening at this time. You will be gaining valuable insight into where you are being led and for what purpose. So the second one was Divine Guardian, you are protected, and the third one was the Dark Mysteries, meaning that you are to connect with the Dark Goddess, Isis, because she's awesome.